Yesterday we did boundaries for domain and range. So we went left and right for domain and then low to high for range. So whenever we do this, we do the left number first, then for domain, X, then the right number is next. Then for range, we're looking at Y values. We go low to high. If it's open, it's going to be a less than. The only time you'll use less than is with infinity or when you see an open circle. Closed is if it goes through the number, touches the number, or there's a closed dot. So let's look at number 4. Left to right. So we need to know what the left number is. So we need to find out that coordinate. So we write the coordinate. -4, -3. And then our right number, it is 5, -1. So see how important it is to know how to write coordinates? Y'all learned that back in like 5th or 6th grade. But it's really important to know how to write your coordinates so you can do this domain and range. So the left number, remember for domain, we're looking at X. We do left would be -4. And our right would be the X value on the right side, which would be 5. And they're both open circles, so it'd both be less than. Then our range is our low to high. So we look for our low point. So our low point is right here. But our high point, it's not here. A lot of people want to say that this is our high point. But the highest point on the graph is right here. Make sure you label that high. It's the highest point on that line, on that function. So that point is at 1, 3. So for our range, we look at low, and we're looking at our Y value, so it's -3. Y goes in the middle. Our highest point, our Y value, is +3. That's as high as it goes. And if you look at the graph, the lowest is here, which is -3. The highest is here, which is +3. Low to high, if you just look at our Y-axis. And the low is an open circle, so it's a less than. The high, it touches it, so that means that it's going to be a less than equal to. Even though there wasn't a dot originally, it still touches that point, so it's a less than equal to. Okay, I want you to do 5 and 6, and I'm going to walk around and check on y'all. You need to do left and right, label left and right, label the coordinates, and then label low to high, label the coordinates, and write your domain and range. Okay, so hopefully you have completed these two. So let's go over it real quick. Domain is left, right. So you look for your leftmost point, your rightmost point. So our leftmost point was -4, 1. And then right would be 3, -3. So when we do domain, we're doing left to right. So we're doing only our X values. So -4, X, +3. This is an open circle, so it's just going to be less than. Closed circle, less than equal to. And then low, high. So this is our lowest point. So we're only doing the Y value on range for low. So -3 to high. The highest point is here. A lot of people want to say, well, it has to be here. But no, this isn't the highest point on that graph. You've got to look and see, does it go any higher? And it does. And that's at -2, +4. And Y, you use the Y value, so that's a 4. So on this one, it's a closed circle, so we do the less than equal to. On 4, it touches that point. It doesn't have an open circle, so we know for sure that it's a less than equal to. We would know if it was an open circle or not. So it automatically means closed. All right, let's look at the next one. We're doing left and right. So this is my leftmost point, our rightmost point. So this point is at -5, 3. Our rightmost point is at 4, -5. And we look at our x values. So our x value for our left is -5. Our x value for our right value is 4. And on both of the left and the right, they're closed circles, so it's a less than equal to. Our range is going to be low to high. This is our lowest point. So label it with low. And we are looking at our range, so it's our y value. So it's -5 is our y value. Our highest point is not here. A lot of people want to say that's our highest point, but it's not. It's right here. That is the highest value that we have on this grid. So then that would be at 1, 5. And remember, we're looking at only y values, so it's going to be +5. And these are closed circles, or it touches it, so that means it's a less than or equal to. So double check your symbols. All right, so all of these 6 examples had boundaries. They had dots. The next examples like these, see how they have arrows. So these are different. So we are going to look back at the front to see how it changes our domain and range. So this has no boundaries, all real numbers. No boundaries are represented by arrows. Arrows in both directions, left and right, up and down. So for our domain, and it tells us right here, it says all x values, range is all y values. For domain, we do left and right. So if I look at how far left it goes, see this arrow? This arrow tells me that this line is going to continue going on and on forever, but in the negative direction. Going left is a negative direction. Going right is a positive direction. Since it's going to go on and on forever to infinity, our left boundary, we don't have a boundary, so it's -infinity. Remember, it's got 8 on its side. And our right, going right on a grid, on a graph like this, is a positive direction. So it's going to go on and on to the right to infinity. So put infinity over here for left, right. So we are going to write it the same way. Left is less than x is less than right. So -infinity is my left, is less than x is less than infinity. And with infinity, you can't actually touch infinity. The less than or equal to means you actually touch that number. You can never actually touch infinity because you could always go infinity in 1, infinity in 2. You can always go above and above, or below, below, below. So you can never actually touch it. So that's why we match the less than symbol with the infinities. Okay. What this also means is all real numbers. Do 2 lines like this, and then do an R with it. What this means is all real numbers. That means it goes to left and right. X can be any number, all real numbers. So you could see it either way. You could see it like this, -infinity to +infinity, or it could say all real numbers. Okay, so now we'll do our range. Range is low to high. If I look, there is no dot on the low. I could continue to add to this, and it keeps on going on and on forever. So my low goes on and on to negative infinity. And then high, it's going to go on and on forever, up, 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 up. So it's going to be positive infinity. So our range is going to be low to high. Low is negative infinity. Less than y is less than positive infinity. So this is, again, all real numbers. So anytime you have a straight line that has arrows going both directions, negative infinity to positive infinity, or you could write it as all real numbers. Okay, let's look at one boundary. This is a line. We have a dot and we have an arrow. So I'm going to put that on here. 1 dot, 1 arrow. So it starts at one point and it goes to infinity the other direction. So when we do domain, we do left and right. So left would be over here. So write the word left. Make sure you still write the coordinates because this is where it can get confusing. What are the coordinates for the left point? 0, 2. So for domain, we use the x value. So we're going to use 0 or 2? 0. So 0 less than or equal to, because it actually touches it. There's a closed circle there. X. And then we got to go right. How far right is it going to go? Infinity. It's going to go on and on forever to infinity. So it's going to be less than infinity. So we can leave it like this. Or anytime you have a compound inequality and just one of them is a infinity sign, you can cover that up and just look at this. But usually with inequalities, we want the variable first. So you remember what we do whenever we have it like this? Do you remember flip-flop? We're going to flip the number and the variable and also flip the symbol. So this is the same thing as writing x is greater than or equal to 0. So what I did was I covered up the infinity because it's going to go on and on. And then I did flip-flop. So see how I flipped the number and the variable, and then I also flipped the symbol. So if you want to write to the side, flip-flop. Yep, either way is right. The way you'll see it on assignments, though, is like this. Okay, let's look at range now. So range is low to high. So we look at low. This is my lowest point. What's the y value of the low? 2. So it's going to be 2 less than or equal to y. What's the high? Yep, infinity is less than infinity. Don't put less than equal to on infinity. Okay, I don't want to leave it like that. I want the variable to be first, so I can cover this up. 2, 2, yep. Okay, so we're still following the same steps. Left, right, low, high, using your x's for domain, y's for your range. So let's do a mixture of boundaries. So this one has 2 arrows, but it also has a point. So 1 dot or 1 point, 2 arrows. Okay, so let's do domain. So left, right. How far left is it going to go? Infinity, negative infinity, because it's going to the left. Left is a negative direction. Then, so it's going to be negative infinity. It's less than x. And how far right? Yep. Yep, range. So we need to label low, high. Where's the lowest point?
3.
Yeah, it's right here. No, it's not 3, 0. 0, 3. What value do we use for our range?
3y. Wait, oh,
The y. So it's 3. Yeah, 3. Does it touch the 3? Yeah, so it's going to be less than equal to y. Then how high up does it go? Yep. High is infinity. So less than infinity. Can't leave it like that because we need our variable first. So think about that. Y is greater than or equal to 3. That means it starts at 3 and is greater than that. So it's going up. So what you are going to do is the 3 problems that are left inside.